Salute and welcome to the Stories and Cocktails podcast, where you will enjoy an entertaining short story from acclaimed humor columnist Rob Kreider. Story time is the family portion of the show. Then we move on from the stories to the cocktails. This is where the alcohol and the not safe for work portion of the show takes over, as Rob and his wife /editor /muse Sara Kreider are taking some adult beverages and provide you with a behind the scenes recap of what really inspired the original story. Put your feet up, relax, and enjoy yourself a round of stories and cocktails. Cheers.
This story is called Cheeseburger Please, Hold the Everything by Rob Kreider. Hey, that's me. My son has gone on an official hunger strike. No, he isn't protesting the war in Iraq. He's not that political. He's only 10 years old. He isn't trying to save the precious lives of dolphins by boycotting tuna. And he isn't trying to save cows by being a vegetarian. He's more of a fooditarian. He just stopped eating everything. Why? Well, I'm no child psychologist, but I think for the first time in his life, he found a way to say no to his parents. How fun! He's been slowly taking things off his already short list of things he'll eat. Every day he stops liking something he liked before. Now it's like he doesn't like any food at all anymore. Even the food he liked 2 weeks ago, now it disgusts him. I believe that last week he was on a strict diet of macaroni and cheese and Orange Crush. Now, not just any macaroni and cheese either. When I offered him some mac and cheese, he asked me some very specific and clarifying questions. Dad, what kind of cheese is it? The macaroni and cheese kind of cheese, I patiently answered. I like the yellow cheese. What shape are the noodles, he inquired. Noodle shape? I answered less patiently. I like the one shaped like SpongeBob SquarePants. Is it microwave macaroni and cheese or stovetop macaroni and cheese? My patience was gone, and then I started asking the questions. Well, what type are you looking for exactly? He said, microwavable. Fine. As I slapped down some stovetop macaroni and cheese, it's the microwave type. My son took a very critical and careful stare at his dinner. He cautiously leaned in to take a whiff. Then his head reeled back, and he shook his head back and forth as if he had just smelled a rotting corpse. I don't like this type of macaroni and cheese, he announced. You have been eating that type of macaroni and cheese since you stopped being breastfed by your mother and learned how to chew. Dad, I don't like it anymore. Like any good parent who was too lazy to cook something else, I told him, well, that's your dinner. If you don't want to eat it, then you can starve. And like any stubborn child, since that day, he's been starving himself. I'll have to admit, the kid is determined. He could have given Gandhi some tips on fasting. He absolutely isn't eating anything he doesn't want to. If it isn't what he wants to eat specifically, he won't touch it. I can't tell you how many dinners I paid for at a restaurant that just sat in front of him untouched. He won't even take a single bite. He'll play with the food, smear some ketchup around, and make disgusted faces at the smell of his dinner. He'll complain about the bread or the tortillas, or how the cheese on his hamburger isn't yellow enough or orange enough. He has a legitimate excuse for not eating any and every type of meal. He isn't persuaded by the lure of dessert either. The old parent throwdown of, you won't get any ice cream if you don't eat your dinner, doesn't budge my son an inch. And dessert isn't any easier because it might not be the type of vanilla he likes. Dad, is it French vanilla or old-fashioned vanilla? I don't know. It's vanilla ice cream. Have you ever had vanilla ice cream that tasted bad? Is it a sugar cone or a waffle cone? Or do I have to eat it in a cup with a plastic spoon? Son, it doesn't matter. You didn't eat your dinner anyway. They didn't have anything I liked there, is what he'll usually say, and start to get upset. As if, how dare I, his evil dad, expect him to eat a dinner that was subpar. Son, they didn't have anything you like there because you currently don't like any food that is being served on this planet. That's not true. Okay, what do you like? If you could have anything to eat, sort of like when you're in a restaurant, like the one we were just in, what would you pick? Dad, I like donuts, but not the store-bought donuts, and I don't like Krispy Kreme donuts. Well, son, you can't eat donuts for dinner. Anything else? Not that I can think of, but you're wrong. I do like things on this planet. I like Earth donuts. What is an Earth donut? He won't try new foods, which is very frustrating. If I put something in front of him that he has never eaten before, He immediately begins to contort his face as if I just dropped something in front of him that the dog had squatted down and left in our backyard. I offer the kid cash and prizes, and I tell him it's the greatest thing ever, and I know he'll like it. Even after 10 minutes of bribing, which usually graduates to death threats, he will finally pick up the piece of food. Before he even gets the food to his lips, his eyes are squished together. His head is turning away, and he begins to gag. Then he drops the food on the plate as if it almost killed him. Little dude, we don't serve hemlock or E. coli in this house. It's not poison. My son has invented his own version of advanced stage bulimia. Some people eat their food and then throw it up. My son just puts the food up to his lips, gags, and then drops the food back on the plate. He skips the vomiting altogether. It isn't healthy, but you have to admit, it is a lot more sanitary. I don't know what I'm going to do with this kid. Either I buy him a truck full of donuts, or I watch him starve to death. Who knows? Maybe he's found his niche and will write the next diet fad and make millions of dollars. It'll be called the Kreider Diet. Lose weight by hating all the food on the planet and just eat donuts. By the way, I took my son to McDonald's and I ordered him a Happy Meal. I told the staff, hold everything except the toy.
Okay, folks, it's time to pop that top and let's get to those cocktails.
Hey, welcome to Stories and Cocktails Podcast. This is your dynamic drinking duo, your caped cocktail crusaders, Rob and Sara, on a roadshow from St. Pete's, Florida, which is St. Petersburg, if you're really into like the official names of things.
Yeah.
But the cool kids around here call it St. Pete's.
No, they don't.
They don't?
The cool kids call it St. Pete.
Oh, shit. I've lost my cool kid card already, and we're only in 3 seconds into the fucking show.
I'm sorry.
God damn it.
I didn't want to correct you, but I want you to be correct.
So I want to get something right now. You're drinking a Bud Light. Now,
yes,
this isn't just a Bud Light. This is I risked my fucking life to get this Bud Light before the KOA camp store closed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're riding down the bike trail. We did 16 miles today.
Oh, yeah.
But we were just a half a mile away from our campsite. And then suddenly, you're like riding like the wind. Just like, come on, let's go. Bullseye.
Is that the bike riding
And your
music?
little dog, too.
Yeah.
And my Bud Light, too.
Yeah,
before 8 o'clock.
Because I was mapping us back, and I looked down at my phone, and my phone said, if you keep riding at this pace, you'll get there at 7:53. And I was like, oh, fuck.
Not a lot of room for air here.
The store closes at 8. I need a beer. Yeah. So.
What, 6 tall cans?
So I ran in there. I came in at
Not did you run there. You ran in there with your bicycle helmet on.
I did. I came in at
the man actually made a comment. He's like, whoa, she's not messing around. She just ran in here with her bike helmet on. I'm like, yeah, she needs a Bud Light.
I didn't even wait for my bike to stop. I just threw my leg over, kind of skidded to a stop.
Ghost ride your bike on the grass.
The bike just dropped to the ground. I ran in. I was like, I need a beer. And they're like,
we're closed, bitch.
No, they were actually like, what's the rush? You have 5 more minutes. We're not going to close.
You can take off your bike helmet, nerd.
They were. So then I went to the refrigerator and I was like, I need a beer. And then I was like, well, fuck. I mean, if we're all bending over backwards, if I'm riding my bike this fast, if you're staying open a few extra minutes, they're like, we're not closed yet. Like, I might as well get 6. You know what I mean?
Fair enough. But you didn't die on that move. You did that smooth, like an Olympian. You just ghost rode that bike like you've been doing it since you were 6 years old, and you ran inside with your bike helmet and get some Bud Light. But before that, we were cruising on a street. We had to make a right turn onto the bike trail. Now, the first right was a dead-end street with a large bar that would basically cut your head off and kill you. And you were riding dun 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 like a psycho. I'm like, hey. And this is the thing about being married. You're like, don't tell me, motherfucker. So you're looking at me like, don't hey me, you fucking asshole. I'm like, don't look back at me. You're riding towards certain death. You're going to get decapitated. The bike trail is just 15 more feet beyond this grass knoll. Let's make it right turn. You're like, fuck you, asshole. We're going to miss the Bud Lights. I'm just like, we've been drinking for 9 hours. If we don't get this Bud Light, we're still going to be drunk. You're like, listen, fuckhead. I need a Bud Light. I'm only 500 yards away, and they're going to close in 9 minutes, and I got to get there. So I'm making the right turn. I'm like, I know, but you're going to die on your way.
We have these things on our bikes called bells.
Yes.
We can't always hear each other. Like, I can't always hear you say, like, hey, there's a big bar right there. Don't run into it.
Stop.
Or there's a car. Stop.
No, when you say a big bar, I'm like, big bar, like they serve drinks?
We can't. That's true. We can't always hear each other. But for some reason, something about the bell, you can hear it over traffic. You can hear it over wind.
Over the reggae on your JBL.
So, exactly. So we have this way to signal to each other.
We do have our own bike signals, believe it or not.
So this would have been a perfect time for you to use the bell signal. So you were signaling me. You were like, ring, ring. So finally I stopped. And I'm like, hey, what does 2 rings mean? And you said...
Yeah, you don't know the bike brew Morse code.
You said, good question. That's a great question.
Let's get this dialed
and
in.
And you said, you know what? 2 rings means all's good in the hood. Just 2 rings back to me. It just means like, I love you.
I just need a ring back.
I got your 6.
Ring,
like
ring, sneaky
I'm still
diggy, we're
back
all
here.
good.
Yeah, we're all good.
1 ring is
So
a hello to a stranger.
Well, you didn't tell me that. So I said, okay, if I hear anything other than 2 rings.
Danger, Will Robinson.
So then we rode a little bit. And then all of a sudden I hear 1 ring. So I'm waiting for the second one. So I'm like, oh, fuck. There's only 1 ring. What is... So then you ride up and you're like, oh, I forgot to tell you. 1 ring just means hello to a stranger. Like if someone's passing by, I just give them 1 ring.
Hey, bud. Ring.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
So at this point, I'm like, okay. So 1 ring means hello to a stranger. 2 rings means like...
all good in the hood.
All good in the hood. Let's keep going. Then all of a sudden, I hear you ring, 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 ring. I'm like, oh shit, call 911. What's happening? And then you're like, oh yeah, no, that just means we should probably stop at this bar. I think it might be tiki.
I was ringing the fuck out of that bell. I'm like, hey, there's water and there's a bar and I think they might have a tiki drink. That's emergency bar stop.
So then I'm just like, okay, so really these rings don't mean fucking anything. So I'm just going to go ahead.
It's very clear. 1 ring, stranger. 2 rings, we're all good. Massive amounts of rings, bar.
Okay, but how many rings if like, hey, don't turn right there, you're about to run into a big dead end like bar, not like a bar you drink at, but like a big metal bar that's going to decapitate you.
It's a rapid panic ring with a hey.
I just thought that it was like another tiki bar on the beach.
Well, it wasn't. And I was just trying to protect your life. I care much about you and I didn't want to see you go to the hospital.
But in the end, I was like, why are you in such a fucking panic? I saw it. I turned.
Yeah, that's the thing about it. You're like, you didn't save my life, asshole.
I know. I was like, I fucking saw it.
I fucking saw it.
I saw it right there.
Why are you even talking right now? You're delaying me. I got to get these fucking drinks.
Yeah, I was. I was like, dude, 7:53. We got to get there.
So we got there. You got your beer, which is 6 tall cans. What you found out, a Florida tall can is 16 ounces. A California tall can is 24 ounces. So that is a win for California.
Yeah. Everything about the alcohol in Florida has had me like super, I don't know what's happening. Like,
well, you can't buy it in the store.
So you can buy beer in the grocery store. So you go to the grocery store, you can get your cereal, you can get your pasta, you can get your beer. But if you want rum, you can't do that. I didn't have my driver's license. I fucked up. I didn't have my driver's license. So they're like, you can buy your cereal, you can buy your pasta. You can't buy your beer. Get the fuck out of here. So I went and got my driver's license and I came back. I'm like, fuck you. I want to buy rum anyways. So then you go to like a special liquor store in front of the grocery store. And I went in there. I'm like, okay, I need the rum. I need the vodka. I need some beer. Now that I have my license, they're like, you can't get your beer here. I can't get my beer in the fucking liquor store. No, you can't get your beer in the liquor store. You got to go back into the grocery store and get your beer with your groceries. None of it makes any sense to me. I've been so confused since I got here. Everyone's looking at me like I'm a fucking alcoholic because I'm just like walking the aisles of the cereal. Where the fuck is the rum? And they're just like, why would it be here with the groceries? I'm like, I don't know. Because I'd like to eat fucking cheese and crackers with my rum. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Fuck you, Florida. You think you thwarted me? Yeah, I had to go through 2 different checkouts to get my fucking cereal and my fucking alcohol. Guess what I had this morning? Honey Nut Cheerios with rum. Fuck you. You didn't thwart me.
Exactly.
This thing you're doing is a waste of fucking time.
It's so confusing. So then we were at the bar and I asked the bartender, because we were on our bikes.
I love when you say we went the bar. That's pretty vague at this point. We went to many Florida bars today.
We were at a bar, and I asked the bartender, I said, hey, in California, if I were to put a beer in my cup holder on my bike, it would be an infraction. I said, what is it in Florida? Like, am I going to get arrested? You know, what is it in Florida? And he's just like, you can't ride drunk on your bike. Well, you just served me 4 fucking beers and I got here on my bike. So what were you fucking thinking?
You gave my husband a margarita the size of a toilet bowl.
Yeah.
He's already got here on his bike.
I'm like, that ship is fucking sailed. I'm riding that bike home drunk.
Yeah,
what I need to know is, can I ride it home with a road soda?
What I'm asking you, sir, is you have to-go cups. I'm not here to fucking discuss the law with you. I'm just like, you have plastic cups or not? Am I getting to-go drink?
So then he goes, well, you can have open containers out on the beach. And I'm like, okay, then I guess I'll just ride my bike home on the beach with an open container.
Yeah, when St. Pete PD came, I'm like, listen, bro, it's a beach cruiser. I heard I can have an alcohol on the beach. We went to many bars today, and so we was one particular bar we were at. This fucking bartender poured these stiffest fucking drinks. And don't get mad at me, she had the sexiest legs I've ever seen. It's this bar. RV
Oh.
tiki. So what I'm drinking right now is a vanilla Coke.
Did you see me like kind of pause and like look? And I was like,
you were going to stab me?
No. I was just like trying to think of like all of our bartenders. And
Which bartender was that?
All I could think of was men. I was like,
we only had male. Oh, maybe my husband's going the other way now.
That's okay.
So we got here, and I'm drinking a vanilla Coke, which is absolute vodka and caffeine-free Diet Coke. It is a dope vanilla Coke.
Absolute vanilla vodka.
Oh, sorry. But you pour a stiff-ass drink, man. And I've been drinking some stiff-ass drinks. I went to the Ka Tiki, which turns out in this part of Florida, in the Tampa Bay area. Now, they call it Tampa Bay. It's actually a bay. They got like a bay.
Yeah.
It's like round the nose. So I'm like, oh, okay. I'm kind of picking up the fucking feel we're going on here.
Yeah.
But they're pretty loose with the tiki terms. Like the tiki bars here, they're like, hey, it's this dirtbag bar with a bunch of motorcycles. And we have a t-shirt that has a tiki head on it. I'm like, okay, great. Can I have a Mai Tai? Like, no. You want a Bud Light?
Yeah.
But this is the Ka Tiki. Do you guys have like a souvenir tiki glass? They go,
no.
What are you asking me?
No, but they did have $2.50 Bud Lights.
You were very happy about that, yeah.
I was.
Now, at that same bar, we almost saw people die.
Yeah.
Like, we almost saw people get run over.
Yeah.
So what happened is you have a little street there. You got the bay, Tampa Bay.
That was the Gulf, actually. There's so much water in Florida. What I learned, what's got me so fucking freaked out, is I got this camping site in St. Petersburg, and they could give you waterfront RV spots. And I purposely didn't get the waterfront RV spot because I don't want to. It's like on the bayou. We're not even on the bay right now. We're on the bayou. And bayou, I think alligators. So I get like one of the small inland sites. So then they call me. And they say, ma'am, we noticed that you booked an inland site. You have like a 35-foot motorhome. We're going to upgrade you at no charge to the water. And I said, I don't want to be by the water because I'm afraid of alligators. And I really expected him to laugh and say like, that's crazy.
You dumb bitch.
You dumb Californian. And then he said, ma'am, in any body of water in Florida, there could be alligators. And I was like, well, then fuck, don't upgrade me.
Please book me in the Mojave Desert then.
Yes.
I do not want to be here.
Anyways, not to go off on a tangent, but that's why where we are in the water, it makes like a big fucking deal. So there's Tampa Bay, and then there's like the Gulf Coast on the other side. We were on the Gulf Coast. Go on with your story.
No, we got to clarify this. We're on the water there, the Gulf, and you have like a little road, and you have this bar. There is a group of people there that are, what's the kindest way to say this? Trashy. They're just fucking trashy. It's like a Wednesday. They're drinking all fucking day. It was us. We were there. We were trashy.
I'm like, wait.
But they'd just been there longer than us. They were a little more sunburned, a little older than us. So I was like, am I going to look like you?
It's us in 5 years?
Well, that's what made me nervous. I was like, hey, listen, you guys are trashy. You're just sitting around here on a Wednesday, fucking drinking at noon. And they're just so sunburned looking and kind of old looking, but they were skinny. I don't want to look like you, but I think I'm on the road to you because I'm doing the same thing you're doing right now.
You and I were on completely different pages.
Really?
Yeah, you saw, I don't know, you saw trashy, you saw old. I saw, there was a group of them. They were friends. I saw people who had friends.
Yeah, that's nice.
They had 5 more friends than we have. You know what I mean? Like we just rolled up like
solo.
This, you and me. Yeah. And we're legally bound to each other. Like at this point, I don't even know if we're friends.
I'm not even sure we can separate at this point.
So there were people with friends. They were skinny and they had great tans. And they were there earlier than us. I got there and he's like, hey, it's 2:50 Bud Light drafts until 2:00. And I was like, fuck, I wish I would have gotten here an hour earlier. And I look over at that group and I was like this fucking group.
Like a table of 5 Bud Lights.
Exactly. They were here an hour earlier than me. So anyway,
crushing it.
We saw 2 different things.
So I'm not trying to be disparaging about them. They were partying and we were partying, but I was judging them because I'm kind of a dick from California, right? I'm like, these fucking Floridians are all fucking old and crackheads and shit. So you have that group of trashy people who you think are awesome and I'm like not sure about, and then us, and then over on a picnic table, there is a definitively retiree couple. They're old, they're retired, they're sitting at the uncool table, right? We got to stand up like with the tiki bar, banana leaves, like, yeah, partying. And they're at the lame table.
They couldn't move fast.
They're not good at it like us.
No, that's what I'm saying is like if a truck were to back into their table,
they were going to get hit.
They couldn't move fast.
So there's this street, there's the Gulf, and then this truck is backing in, and there's like one parking space between the road and basically the drinking area where the picnic tables are. And the truck's backing up, and it's going to basically run the bumper into the table where these people are sitting. There's a lot of consternation about this. People are screaming. I'm like, whoa. And then the people at the other table, the trashy table, they're like, Ron, stop. So they know who this is. Like, that's our friend Ron.
Yeah.
Backing up his truck into a place he probably pulls into daily.
So, again, you and I saw 2 different things because you were just like, holy fuck, this fucking guy. Can you believe this? And I was like, can you believe they got another friend?
I was like, I think this guy's drunk already.
And I was like, their friend just shows up drunk. He's ready to party. That's a good friend. Like we were just on different pages.
I guess so. Different wavelengths. So,
but Florida's on a completely different wavelength than California.
to be clear.
Because the cars just park where the people drink. I mean, there's that. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah, dude, fucking Florida driving.
Poor Ron. Can he be blamed? Like, we're just basically drinking in what could be the parking lot or isn't the parking lot. Like, it's really it's confusing.
The defining line between like what is the parking area, what is like a table,
or what's the roadway.
Or where's the bar? I mean, or what's the Gulf? I mean, because here's how, when the sea comes up and down, it's all the same shit. When the hurricane comes through, the parking lot, the sea, the fucking bar, it's all the same mushy shit.
We're all just drinking on borrowed time, really.
We're all waiting for the next Ida to come through and
We
work
are.
all this out. So I think they treat their lives that way. They're like, hey, why wear sunscreen? We're all going to be dead in 3 years, like when the next hurricane comes, so fuck it, right? As an accident reconstructionist, a California Harbor Patrol officer, I'm very worried about this fucking truck who's going to back into this table full of retirees. And I'm like, oh shit, injury, lawsuits, civil depositions, a lot of paperwork. I'm like, that's not good. I just want to fucking enjoy a tiki drink. You know what I'm saying? Which I couldn't get there at the Cod Tiki. So the fucking truck comes in. They start screaming, Ron, 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 Ron. He does hit the brakes and he misses this table by a fiber. Just barely misses it. He pulls forward and stops. Now I'm waiting for the door to open. I'm like, get out, like hands on the head. I'm so sorry. That's my bad. I apologize, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't happen. Ron just parks his truck. And I'm watching him. I know I'm not the sheriff of this fucking particular Gulf Street, but I was a hired patrolman, so I'm like, Ron needs to go to jail. So am I going to arrest this motherfucker? I mean, probably not. But I'm like, that's just ingrained in me. 25 years of law enforcement. I'm like, fucking Ron needs to go to jail before he kills somebody. Or at least squishes a retiree's finger. One or the other. So Ron takes his time in that cab of that truck, puts on his cowboy hat, and he starts fiddling around in the center console, right? Now I'm like, gun, right? Let me see your hands. Like, what the fuck's he doing?
Oh my.
He's fiddling around the center console. Then he comes out. Now, he comes out, not with like, a can of beer, or like a styrofoam cup or a red Solo cup. He comes out with a glass full of fucking beer. A fully topped off pint of beer that he's been drinking in the fucking truck. Gets out. Now, there's signs everywhere that say no outside alcohol.
Well, that's why he finished it in the cab of his truck.
No, he finished filling it. So he comes to the actual table with a full beer in the glass. Now, as a rule follower from California, I'm like, hey, buddy, first of all, you almost killed these people. Now you're breaking the law here and breaking the policy of the Cod Tiki by bringing a full fucking drink in here. Now, the people at this table didn't seem to care because we couldn't tell if they worked there or if they just smoked crack and hung out there. Like, it was very confusing because they were busting tables and putting up umbrellas. Like,
well,
they seemed like they were sort of involved in the bar and they all kind of lived at this bar.
No, I mean, I think if there's a place that you enjoy being at, you are kind of accountable to keeping it nice and you can't help but kind of just pick up and kind of take it as your own.
Well, don't you know how deep the parking lot is at that point? You know how far to back up your truck? Because he seemed real fucking confused about that.
Well, he didn't hit the table.
You know what? You're right. We all freaked out for no reason. Because
Yeah.
the fact of the matter was Ron did not hit that table.
No, actually, some things are becoming very crystal clear to me.
Oh?
Since we entered the state of Florida a few days ago,
I'm on high alert.
you have been. You've been on high alert.
I have been.
You've been expressing road rage like I've never seen before.
Oh, I'm fired up. The driving in fucking Florida is horrendous.
That is so unlike you to just be driving and just, okay, go ahead, fuckhead. Like you have been on high alert. You've been on like road rage alert. Even today, bike riding, I didn't even recognize you. You're like flipping people off. So I couldn't figure out what was
you
going
saw that?
on.
I thought I got away with that.
No, all day today. I've been like, what? I actually, at one point, I was like, does 4 bells mean that guy that you flipped off is turning around and kicking your ass now? Like, do I need to turn around?
Yeah, you thought a guy was going to come after me and like kick my ass.
Yeah, because you had like bike road rage. This is so not your personality.
Florida is a dangerous place. If the gators don't get you or the bad driving, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
a lot going on.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry if I got worked up today. Yeah, I flipped off a few people. I'm sorry about that. You almost died. I almost watched you run into a pole because you were trying to chase a Bud Light.
But the Floridians had fucking nothing to do with that. There was no Florida traffic around. That was my fault.
Like, really, we're the problem.
Yeah.
California's the problem.
You're bringing a lot of bad energy and you're blaming it on like a beautiful state.
I know. What's up with me?
Yeah. So, speaking of the state, on our way here, we stopped at Weeki Wachee Springs.
Oh, yes, we did. Because there was a very magical thing that happened for my beautiful wife who loves mermaids.
Weeki Wachee Springs State Park is where the mermaids live.
They've been living there for years.
They've been living there. Yeah, it's been a nice
It's a safe haven for them. They're protected.
Exactly.
No one can harm them.
It's beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Crystal clear water. Beautiful river that we kayaked down. And then, yeah, the icing on the fucking cake was the Mermaid show.
It was so good.
So great. So I did.
You were the
I went
happiest
in,
little girl I'd ever seen.
I went in.
To see friggin' Ariel. Like, you really thought you were going to see like a Disney princess, dude.
I did.
You seemed like a 4-year-old running down Main Street Disneyland. You were so happy.
I was, because I did see Ariel, the mermaid princess.
Actually, you did.
She lives in Weeki Wachee Springs State Park.
I didn't even know that was a thing. I'm like, this doesn't have this trademark? Like, how the fuck is Ariel here?
Well, yeah, it was Hans Christian Andersen's version of The Little Mermaid, not Disney's version. So in Disney, they actually aged her up a year. She was 16 in the Disney movie. But at Weeki Wachee Springs State Park, she's only 15. I don't know. I guess the age of consent is a little lower in Florida because they were just doing the most beautiful mermaid show. And the sisters are like, it's our sister. It's her. And I'm like, 18th birthday, 25th birthday, please just let her be a woman.
The age of consent.
She's 15. Ah, and like she rises up out of the water. And it was so beautiful and I was so excited. But then like my rational brain, my 48-year-old brain was like, wait, what? What
Hold on a second. We know what happens into the show.
Yeah.
She's 15 and she's scantily clad. She's a fucking mermaid.
Is this show going to be...
All the dads are like, yeah, look at her.
Is this going to be a 9-year-long show? Is she going to be 24 when it ends and she finally goes up to live with the fucking prince? Is that what I'm missing? 9 fucking years?
This is going to be over in about
22
minutes.
Yeah, she is 15 and 22 minutes. And now she's married to the prince. And I mean, I don't think there's any other explanation for
it
their
seemed
wedding
odd that
night
at the end of
than
the show I had to
statutory
stand up
rape.
and clap. I'm like, yeah, here comes the prince. I mean, it's a statutory situation here with
It's-
him. Good for him. High five, bro.
No, you don't say good for him. High five, bro.
Oh, that's
You
why I was
say-
confused.
You say
Because
what?
everyone in the
Fuck.
fucking crowd was clapping. I was confused.
Well, this is what was really confusing for me, right? Because, you know, I like to pretend like I am a feminist and I like to try to like shed my sexist socialization. And it's hard. Oh God, it is especially hard when my bestest friend in the whole wide world is you. You're the only person I spend time with.
Man, these mermaids are hot.
I keep trying to like shed it. I'm like, hey, let's watch women's basketball. And you're like, are they hot? Fuck, I can't. It's so hard for me.
I thought Angel Reese was pretty hot.
Yeah, no, she was. You know, and then I find myself where I'm like, oh, I think I like LSU better because they have fake eyelashes while they play. And then I'm like, oh my God, I have to like kind of smack myself awake. Like, shut the fuck up. Women are playing basketball. They're fucking badass at it. Stop looking at their eyelashes.
They're trying to shoot threes. They don't need to have fucking fake eyelashes on.
But even as I'm like, stop looking at their eyelashes, you know, the other men around me are like, yeah, look at their tits. Stop. Like, it's just, you don't understand.
I never said that.
Hard. I said
But
the
I'm like,
other men
those are
around
some
me.
short shorts.
It's so hard to break the sexist shackles. Like it really
the shackles of sexism.
the
Right.
shackles of sexism. It's a constant.
Well, it turns out that the
battle.
Weeki Wachee State Park, where they have this sanctuary for mermaids, they have also locked in a lot of
yes,
like
that's
sexism.
why I'm saying it's so hard for me.
Because the girls came out, they were young, they were fit, and they were looking good.
We arrived, and before you get to see the mermaid show, because they have to kind of like get ready, they show you a video of like the history of the mermaids at Weeki Wachee. So we watched this
They've been
black
there
and
since the
white
50s.
video. Yeah, and these mermaids come out in these like 1950s retro bathing suits and these 1950s like hairdos and stuff.
Yeah.
And they show the rigorous training that they have to go through. And
It was legit.
it was. I enjoyed that video because it did show some hardcore swimming training and they're, you know, they're doing it all with this poofy hair.
It was amazing.
It was amazing. But then it shows clips of the original 1950s Weeki Wachee
Show.
So it shows all this training that they do. And then what do when the fucking curtain goes up? They go down and they just start eating bananas and drinking Coke bottles underwater. And I am
They weren't really
like,
drinking the Coke. They were sort of like filleting the Coke bottles.
they were, yeah. And like one mermaid, she reaches over and kind of like gently caresses the Coke drinking mermaid's throat. Like if you like massage your throat, you can get more of the Coke bottle down there.
The crazy part about this was I was watching the same video that you were, and this is being shown to a bunch of fucking 8-year-old girls.
Oh yeah.
And I was like,
A shitload of 8-year-old girls and one 48-year-old girl.
this seems like some 50s porn.
Yeah. You actually said that. You leaned over and you were like, this feels like 1950s softcore porn. And I was like, I know.
Don't say that. I'm like, why are they showing it to kids to get us all excited about seeing Ariel get raped at 15 years old? Like, it was so fucking crazy
That's
town.
why I'm
It was
saying-
crazy town.
That's why I'm saying I just struggled with this because I'm watching it. And again, these women went through some hardcore training, but then what do they do in the performance? They just eat a fucking banana underwater. Like, no training required. You know what I mean?
Scandalously clad.
Oh, yeah. So then when the curtain opens up, and now it's 2024, right? And it's not black and white anymore. I can see these mermaids in full color. And we're going to present a show. We're not going to present filleting gimmicks.
We're done with that.
We're done with that.
We moved on.
We moved on. A show. So I was like, good progress. Good job. But this is why it was hard, because they're like, okay, Christian Andersen's Little Mermaid. Yay. Little Mermaid is 15. And I'm like, what the fuck? I thought we made progress.
But in the defense of the new show, this 15-year-old Ariel did not eat a banana.
But I'm trying to decide. I'm looking around at all the 8-year-olds, and I'm thinking of myself too. And I'm just like, we're impressionable. We need to be empowered. What's worse? A 15-year-old object of desire, or because those old-timey mermaids, they looked older. You know what I mean? Or a 30-year-old eating a banana. I don't know. I don't think it's good for women either way.
The whole show wasn't just for the dads. There was the prince as well. So, yes, us dads were treated to some very, very beautiful and scantily cladded mermaids. But then it was like, here comes the prince. This is for the moms. This is for you.
Yeah, no, that 1950s show didn't have a fucking prince. The 2024 show, well, I mean, we can't have her be the victim of a statutory situation at 15 if there's not a man also in the show.
Right.
So here comes the prince. He dives into the water, and we're so shocked. We're surprised because we've just been watching the mermaids rise up from the depths below. Now all of a sudden,
looking fantastic.
Big dive in, right? And when I say big dive in, it was a big splash. This is a big fucking prince. It was, he might be a really nice guy. Me, as someone who really battles her weight, I really hate myself for body shaming someone else. But let's just say it. That prince is fat. He's a fat prince.
The fat prince of Wiki-Wachi.
The fat prince of Whataburger.
Yeah, I was like, he's the fat prince of Whataburger, dude.
Exactly.
Well, it was a matinee show. Maybe he was like a, training cast or something, but he was a big boy.
Well, he needs to do a hell of a lot more training. He's got to trim down. He's got to get into that.
We don't want him to do more. We want him to eat less.
Eat less. Yeah.
So I felt bad for you because I thought this was going to be just like this 6-pack abs stud looking prince diving in to like save this little mermaid. And then I was like, oh, shit.
Well, you didn't feel bad for me. You felt bad for yourself because you know who you're married to, right? You're just like, I don't want to look too hard at the mermaids, but I don't want to look away because, she loves mermaids, so I need to love mermaids. But if I look too hard at them, then it's going to be a whole fucking thing.
It's a complicated situation.
So
I can't like these mermaids too much.
When you see there's a prince, you're like, oh, fuck her. I'm going to watch her watch this prince. And she can't say shit to me.
Yeah.
About, you were eyeing the 22-year-old mermaid cast.
You pervert.
You pervert. She can't say shit to me if she starts eyeing this prince the same way.
All is fucking fair.
So then when the prince dives in, and I'm not even sure he dove.
I think he fell in.
He kind of just fell in. Just fat belly flop.
He belly flopped it.
You were like, fuck. Now I can't say to her, like, I saw you eyeing that 22-year-old prince. Now she's going to say to me, goddamn patriarchy strikes again with this fucking fat fucker prince. And, we can't get a good-looking guy.
First, they got these girls in the 50s filleting Coke bottles, and now they got Ariel's 15 years old, and now it's a fat prince. What the fuck? Patriarchy.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, my God.
I've been going off on it for a while.
You've been riled up, dude. So, yeah, the fat prince of Whataburger, he did not give you the dreams you were looking for and did not fulfill all of your mermaid fantasies.
No. In Saraland, which is actually a real place in Alabama.
And you got your wiener whacked.
If there was going to be a mermaid show, first off, the cast would be between the ages of 25 and 35. And, this cast, they probably were, right? Like, just because we say Ariel was 15 doesn't mean that was a 15-year-old playing the part. It was the middle of the day on a Tuesday. Teenagers are still in school. You know what I mean? But the cast would look 25. And then Ariel, she would be turning a healthy 28 years old. She's got her master's. She's fulfilled all of her career dreams and goals.
To be successful.
Yeah.
She's a marine biologist.
Even though she wants to go live above ground, she's already got a nice investment property in the ocean.
Right.
Yes. She's
waterfront.
Completely independent. She has good relationships with her parents, all of her sisters, all of her sea creature friends. It's just super healthy. She really knows who she is. You know what I mean?
She's choosing this life on her own accord.
And then the prince would be also, of a nice healthy age, but also of a nice healthy body weight stature. Like, he'd probably be like Chris Hemsworth.
So listen, man, I don't know why it's been happening. I don't know why mermaids are over-sexualized. I mean, this happened in the 50s now. You have a mermaid tattoo on your arm. It's a gorgeous tattoo, but you have a mermaid titty out. Like, her titty is fully out on your arm.
Yeah, because mermaid tits are hot.
So they're... I know they are. The problem is that I was looking at mermaid tits in the show. And I was like, I don't think I'm supposed to say they're hot, like, because it's the whole thing, right?
Yeah, no, it's hard.
No, it was hard. Oh, shit. I don't know what to do here.
Yeah.
But mermaids are sexy. But then I was like, I don't know. Are they that sexy? Because I'm like, I think they're probably only good for like hand jobs.
Oh, they're missing like a key part.
Yeah, because I mean, your golden nugget for me is between your legs.
I never thought about it like
if
that.
you don't have legs, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, these women, I'm just like, I don't know why we're over sexualizing them. They don't even have vaginas. Well, I'm saying this to the world right now because I'm like, let's not over sexualize mermaids because they're only really good for hand jobs. You know what I'm saying? Let's just back off it a bit.
Oh, this is going to be like your advocacy group?
Yes.
Let's
stop over sexualizing these mermaids. But the thing is, they do have their arms still, so they can still do, I don't know, the dishes and shit, right? They're still going to be good to you.
Oh my gosh.
Except the kitchen floor gets so fucking wet every time they do the dishes. Mermaids. You know what I'm saying? Is it even worth it?
Just mermaids.
Yeah.
You're still going to over sexualize women.
Oh, for sure. They have legs.
Yeah, no, you're so busy. Your plate is full over sexualizing women at large that you just can't take on like a fantastical creature.
Yeah, I want to fuck that too.
You can't want to fuck that too.
Especially when it's 15 years old. It's totally inappropriate.
Stop over sexualizing mermaids.
Unless you like hand jobs.
Some.
Maybe you're into that. I never have been into it because you're so bad at it. I'm just like, dude, that's fucking mermaids are worthless to me. I'm finishing myself off. I don't got time for that.
I never wanted to be a mermaid so badly before.
Obviously, that's why it's tattooed on your arm. You're like, this is my only defense.
Exactly.
Be nice to me, motherfucker. I'll make myself a mermaid.
I will. I'll be like,
When you
what did you call it? The golden nugget? I got no golden nugget. You know my hand job skills are fucking half-ass at best.
Exactly. You're just so lazy, but you're like, I don't even care. You don't even look at me. You're just like, I don't even fucking do it. I'm not looking at you. I don't want to do this.
You have years and years and years and years and years of practice. We both know you can do it better. You don't need me.
We interrupt this broadcast for an important weather announcement. There's a fucking tornado coming to kill us now.
Oh, shit. New day, new scary shit happening in Florida.
Yeah, we talked a lot yesterday about how much Florida's trying to kill us, but it turns out it's actually trying to kill us.
Oh, yeah, no, last night we went to bed and I, kind of cuddled you softly and said, like, sweetheart, you got to just let some of this go. Like, Florida's not trying to kill us. You're too stressed. You're intense. Calm down. And then we woke up this morning and my phone was just on high alert and I was like, fuck, Florida's trying to kill us.
But if I'm right, that's cool.
No.
And this is how it works in marriage. It's like, I don't want to die, but if I could die and I'm right when I'm dying, I'm like, I told you, I was right.
Well, what do we do when there's severe weather warnings in our area?
We pour alcohol in our coffee.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Like, we can't fucking do anything about it anyways.
I mean, we're in a trailer. Statistically, we're going to die.
So what we've got going on right now is we've got a tornado watch and we've got a flood watch. Flood watch or a flood warning? I found out that there is a...
Coastal areas may flood. Well, here's where we're at. I'm actually looking at the water right now from my RV, which is not where you want to be when the flood comes.
Oh, okay, shit. It's a coastal flood warning.
Yes.
So I found out there's a real difference between watch and warning, and it's an important difference. My phone tells me like, hey, it may flood. There may be a tornado. You're kind of like, what should we do? Should we drive out of here to avoid the tornado? I'm like, and drive into the flooding? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, what are we going to, we're just stuck here? Let's get drunk.
This is what a lot of people in Florida do during hurricanes. They just get drunk.
So then I started Googling what to do in an RV for a tornado. And pretty much every internet source I could find said, get out of your RV. They all said that. They actually said, if you're on the road, pull over to like the nearest canal or ditch, anywhere where you could find cement and stay there. Don't stay in your RV.
Get the fuck out.
Get the fuck out. But then several said, if you're camping, go ask your camp host what the plan is for a tornado. So that's what I did.
Well, see, I haven't even thought to ask anybody in an authoritarian position for help because I've been seeing all these t-shirts in Florida. It says hurricane evacuation plan. Step 1, grab beer. Step 2, run like hell. So I'm like, that's kind of funny. Like, I think it's hilarious. I like kind of humor like that. So I'm like, well, give me my drink.
Oh, I haven't seen any of those. That's funny.
They're all
so
over
that's
the
what
place.
you're doing. You're just reading people's t-shirts and you're like, I got this, honey.
I got
worry.
a vibe. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm like,
grab beer,
it's
run
not,
like hell.
it's not a hurricane warning. It's a tornado warning. I'm sorry.
Which is weird because we're not in fucking Kansas.
It's a tornado watch. I really got to get this specific because I really alarmed some people by using the wrong word. I said to you, finally, after pacing around the motorhome, I said, I'm going to walk over to the camp store, find somebody in a yellow KOA shirt, and just ask them, like, what's the plan? And you were kind of like, they're not going to fucking know. And you're also like, it's so embarrassing. Let's not ask about our own safety.
I'm like, it's not fucking FEMA. It's KOA.
Right. So you said, I'm going to stay here. Put some more Baileys in my coffee before you go. Okay, fair enough.
You did a great job.
So I walked over there. And as I was walking, though, I'm looking around at other people's campsites. And I'm looking at, okay, you got a Florida license plate. Okay, you got a Florida license.
Is anyone panicking?
You're from Florida. They're fucking cooking up bacon.
They're sitting outside reading books like it's all good.
Yeah. They're just like, oh, it's too hot in the motorhome. This humidity. Am I right? But these 30-mile-per-hour winds on your face, don't they feel good? I'm like, actually, it does kind of feel good. I think I should get my chair out and sit in it. And just, I guess, enjoy the breeze.
Well, it could be your last living moments.
True. I don't see anyone panicking, except I've learned from several Dean Koontz books. You need to be in tune with what the animals are doing.
Oh, yeah. Well, the animals are making a lot of noise out here.
No, they are. And this one freaked me the fuck out. Believe it or not, where we're at, I found out when I went out into the campground at large, we're kind of blocked from the wind. So, yeah, I mean, is it kind of windy? Do we feel the breeze on the RV? Yeah. But if you just go down this road towards the camp store where the people in the yellow polo shirts are, where all the authority is, where FEMA is.
Baby, it's not FEMA. The people at KOA can't tell you how to survive a hurricane. They can tell you where to park your RV and where to dump the poop. That's all the authority they have.
Well,
Here's the garbage can.
They did tell me some stuff.
Pool hours.
So I get down there. If you turn onto that road, as soon as you turn on the road, you realize like, oh shit, we don't even know what wind is. I turned and I just faced like the biggest gust of wind in my life. If I had been holding balloons, I would have flown away. Flown a kite, I would have flown away. Well, at the same time as I turned, this couple walking their dog, this beautiful Labrador mix, right? They turned the corner and the dog, right? The dog was just walking like a dog walks. All of a sudden, the dog stopped dead in its fucking tracks. Tail went in between his legs. He's like, I'm not going that way. So they're pulling him. They're just like, come on.
Come on, Rufus.
Let's go. And he's just like, no. And I'm looking at him. No, we need to trust the animals.
Yes, the animals know best.
We got to. This dog
not the government
doesn't want to go back to go this way. I don't want to go this way. So, anyways, I get to the KOA store and I see the chick and she's like, "Good morning. Would you like to buy some bacon and have some bacon in your campsite?" I'm like, "No, I'm not fucking cooking bacon. I'm
I
fuck
actually
out."
really would have liked the bacon.
No, that's true. That's true.
You should have got bacon.
So I'm freaking the
fuck tornado
out.
Advice.
So I told her my phone is lighting up like crazy. There's a flood warning. There's a tornado warning. Now, this is where I learned the difference. Her eyes got super big and she goes, "Oh my God, a warning?" She's like, "There's a tornado warning?" I go, "Yeah." And she, "A warning or a watch?" And I said, "Well, I don't know. What's the difference?" And she's like, It's a
pretty big fucking difference.
Fucking difference. She's like, "Look, last I checked, it's a tornado watch." And she says it like that. It's just a tornado watch. And I'm like, okay, so a watch is okay. A warning is bad. And she's like, yes. No, a warning means you need to seek shelter. And I go, okay, well, I'm glad I'm fucking here then. Because I'm asking you, like, what do I do? Where do I seek
KOA
shelter?
FEMA representative.
Yeah. And she said, any of our bathhouses. And I was like, do you mean a bathroom? And she's like, yeah, any of our bathhouses. And so that's one thing I learned. Bathhouse is a fancy way of saying the bathroom. I guess during a tornado watch, the bathrooms get upgraded to a bathhouse. So you just feel better, I guess. You're protected by a house instead of a bathroom. I don't know. So then she said too, she's like, bring your pets, like anyone at your campsite, just take them to the nearest bathroom if it's a tornado warning. If it goes from watch to warning. She's like, bring your pets. So then I was kind of like, well, I mean, it is Florida. Like, can my husband and I go in the same bathroom and survive the tornado? And no, you must go to the gender that reflects
the women
what
and
you
men
were,
will die separately.
what you were assigned at birth.
He can't hold you in his arms.
You can bring your pets with you.
Exactly.
All of your family members, but just make sure
you can bring your
all
pets,
go
your laundry, and your dishes and go in there and keep doing some women's work.
Specifically assigned bathroom. Yeah. So I was like, okay, that's cool. So then I said, okay, so about this flood warning, because the flood is a warning. It's not a watch. So
shit.
This flood warning, what's that all about? And she's like, well, we are on the bayou and what they're thinking is, the water might rise. Oh, okay. What's that mean? She goes, well, actually, to tell you the truth, around here, those god-awful tarps that we put up, she's like, we put a lot of work into that. We're just kind of anxious to see if it's going to work.
Lady, that fucking tarp from Home Depot is not going to keep the water from coming into my RV.
You guys put, tarps up like you're trying to turn the bayou into a big doughboy swimming pool. Like, no, that's not going to work. And that's your plan? You guys are excited to see if the new flood restraint, the tarps from Home Depot, are going to keep the bayou.
We're curious to see if this will work.
And I'm like, that's not going to work, lady.
I thought it was just trying to keep the alligators out of here.
Right? Me too. then she types on her computer, right? Now, this is the only exchange we've had so far. And she's just like typing on her computer. And then she looks up at me and she goes, "Oh, you must be Sarah in 614 from California."
She could figure out where you're from.
Was blown. I mean, this is a huge KOA. There's probably, what do you think? 1,000 campsites here and 500 maybe? I don't know. But
let's say 300.
Even if there was only 10, I gave nothing away. Like, and all of a sudden she's just like, type.
It's probably the gendered bathroom question.
She goes, "Oh, you're Sarah from California." And
you
then,
dumb bitch.
No, and then she just laughs and she's like, it's fine. Just keep an eye on it. Make sure it doesn't upgrade to a tornado warning. And she's like, "You're fine." And then she's like, "I'm from the Dallas-Fort Worth area where we get, F5 tornadoes." I don't know what that means. But she's just like, "So this is nothing." And I'm like, "Okay." And then she said too, she goes, "If the bayou comes up," she's like, "your campsite will get wet. But you're in an RV, right? It's lifted up off the ground."
Yeah, you got at least another 6 inches.
Yeah. No, that's basically what she said.
She was like, "Dude, it's fine. It's fine."
Yeah. So then I am Sarah from California. And me and my husband and that dog that I saw out there, he's probably from California too. And we're all a little bit nervous about this.
Sarah from California. That's your new name. I like it.
So then she just was like, "Hey, Sarah from California, just go back to 614. Put a little vodka in your orange juice and chill the fuck out.
Exactly.
It's going to be fine." She goes, "But go ahead and keep an eye on where the nearest bathhouse is to your RV so that you can get there." So then I'm like, "Well, do I run?"
Yeah, the t-shirt says grab beer and then run like hell.
Do I run like Dorothy, like to the bathhouse? Or can I walk at a brisk pace? Do I take my drink with me?
She said you can bring your dogs and children.
Just make sure they all go to the right.
Right.
Right
hold on. Lift up that tail. This dog goes over here.
Yeah, exactly.
You're in the wrong restroom.
It is Florida.
No one needs to go to jail on this shit.
They're very strict with their rules.
Well, I want to thank you as my bartender here in the RV Tiki, which may soon be floating down the bayou. You have made me a really, really good espresso martini this morning. Now, espresso martinis are generally like a little martini glass, but you made me like a, 30-ounce version. That's supposed to be the freaking hurricane version of an espresso martini.
It's not a hurricane. It's a tornado.
Hurricane, tornado, flood. It sounds like someone's losing a trailer, and I'm in a fucking trailer. So, I don't give a shit about the specific vocabulary to the disaster that's going to take my life.
I care very much.
At least it's not a goddamn Ford pickup truck killing.
When something takes my life, I want people to know, I want them to use the right words. I want them to say, "Rob, her husband, he finally killed her." I don't want them to say some guy killed her. I don't want them to say like she was just murdered by who knows who did it. I want them to be very specific. It wasn't a tornado. It wasn't a hurricane. It wasn't an alligator. It was Rob, her husband.
I've told you numerous times, statistically, I will be the one to kill you. I'm your husband. My fear is that if this crazy disaster happens and you die, and just like, just a sad situation where like a big pole flies at 30 miles an hour through the window of the RV and spears your brain and kills you, no one's going to believe when I get out of California, like, "Oh, really? You took your wife to that long cross-country trip and she didn't show back up. You're under investigation for murder, son."
Well, you know how I've been journaling this whole trip? Well, because my memory is so bad, right? So it's like when I was like teenager, I kept a journal because I wanted to keep track of who I had crushes on.
We thought you were Anne Frank and shit?
And then later, no, it was nothing like, it was really just like, just writing down, who I was sleeping with.
Anne Frank jokes would never get old.
No. But now I'm keeping a journal and it has nothing to do with who I have crushes on or who I'm sleeping with or who I made out with, behind the C building on campus or whatever. Now it's very much just trying to remember where we went and what we did. But in the journal, I specifically wrote, if a bizarre weather event throws a pole through the RV and I'm on it, it didn't hit me. Rob just took the opportunity after the fact and he just sort of speared me. He just lifted me on it. So that way, even the most freaky of accidents will implicate you.
No, I know. I'm going right to prison.
It's in
I'll be
your
hanging
best
out with
interest
me and Scott Peterson just sitting on death row together. I'm like, I didn't even fucking do it. I'm like, you actually killed Lacey Peterson.
He's like, I didn't either.
I'm like, yes, you fucking did, Scott. You fucking killed Lacey Peterson. I did not kill Sarah Kreider from California. I didn't do it.
Now we know. Because you kind of knew this, that you were getting this vibe off of me. You know what I mean? Where I'm like, don't fucking kill me. Now we know why you were such a stress case yesterday, riding 16 miles through Florida, treating me like I'm some like precious little Easter egg that can't be cracked. And
because I'll be implicated in your death.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Exactly.
For sure. Sorry about that.
And I'm like, wait a second. a dude with a mullet wearing a muscle t-shirt ran my wife over in a Ford truck, and now I'm under investigation. I was like 15 feet behind her on the beach. She was like, yeah, but I think you gave that guy some money at a bar earlier.
Oh, you did?
And you said, like, hit her. We're going to be at this intersection. She doesn't know where left from her right. She's not looking at the fucking lights. She's easy to hit on a bike.
You actually threw me in front of it.
Yeah, I'm like, go ahead, baby. It's clear.
No, you signal. You did the ring signal. That means it's clear.
All
Go
clear.
ahead. Yeah.
Go ahead. And then bam.
Yep.
Bocephus ran you over me.
Bocephus? So you're drinking an espresso martini that I made for you,
not an espresso, an
espresso. And it's probably a good, I wouldn't say it's 32 ounces, but you probably are rocking a good 16 ounces there. I lined up a couple of drinks. I wanted to finish my Irish coffee, and then I knew I would finish that Irish coffee and we'd still be podcasting. So I went ahead and set myself up with an orange juice and vanilla vodka.
So you're double fisting on the morning podcast.
Yes.
So we weren't killed yesterday. We may be killed today. But yesterday we did some cool stuff, and we did many, many bars. But I don't think you realize all of our bar tab yesterday was completely paid for by a listener.
That was awesome.
Dude, totally awesome. So Kyle and Kim, Venmo, Stories and Cocktail, A&D Cocktail, one word, Stories and Cocktail, on Venmo, and they hooked us up with an extremely gracious amount of money.
I did realize it because every time we sat down and ordered another round, we said, cheers to Kim and Kyle.
Yeah, thank you, Kyle and Kim. Thank you, Kim and Kyle.
Yeah.
And we did you proud. We went hard yesterday. So thank you very much. We survived it somehow, got back here. No one's even talking about earthquakes. I'm like, dude, fucking, what are we getting all riled up about? There's no earthquakes here. We're fine.
There's no fire.
Yeah, there's no fire, no earthquake. I'm like, as a Californian, I'm like, I got nothing to worry about, dude.
Yeah.
The ground's not shaking. There's no smoke in the air. We're fucking good.
Well, even the flooding. I said, so is it just, like what, like a flash flood? Like I might be driving down the street and the street's going to get a little flooded. And she's like, what are you talking about? And she's like, no, the water, the bay water, the bayou water is going to rise. This doesn't have anything to do with rain. The whole bayou is going to rise up. And I was like, and bring alligators with it? And she's like, don't worry about it. We got those tarps out there.
Wait a second.
Keep you real safe.
I didn't realize that. You're right. We didn't get a fucking RV spot by the water on purpose. And now if the water comes here, the alligator's going to float right to them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we could end up being waterfront.
And you know what? This fucking RV is out of gas. The fuel light came on when we parked here. We can't even leave. We have like 6 miles before empty.
Fuck. We even talked about it too. We were like, hey, should we fuel up before? And I was like, nah, we'll get it on the way out of town.
It's not going to be an earthquake or a fire.
Yeah, exactly. We're not going to need to leave quickly.
Yeah, we're not going to like quickly evac out of here while everyone's trying to get gas in this whole fucking area.
I was looking around though. I did sort of map out on my way over to the camp store.
The FEMA center.
Yeah, the FEMA center. I did map out who has a tow vehicle and who's in a trailer and just has a vehicle and is it attached or detached. Basically, I put on the map, I circled the bathhouses, but I also circled like these fuckers. I saw them.
Are they old and feeble?
Yeah.
Could I kill them?
You could. Yeah. I know. I'm not saying you got to kill them. We just got to go up real aggressive and say, hey, grandma, give me your fucking keys.
Yeah. I need the keys to your Ford Escape. I need to escape.
I scope out what other people have and I plan on how I'm going to take it. It is starting to rain outside. Should we do it now?
Kill them now?
Well, I'm not going to kill them. I'm just going to push them out of the way and steal their car. It's just such a...
It may be early.
I was going to say, it's such a risk. Like if the floods don't come and the tornado doesn't come,
now
then we're
committing
just
felonies.
stuck.
Yeah.
We're in downtown St. Pete,
with
right?
a fucking car we don't need.
And then we got to come back to our own RV space.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And everyone knows, like, did a crazy blonde girl come steal your car? Oh, that would be Sarah from California.
Everyone. It's Sarah from California and 614.
No, 614, yeah. That's the one RV with a fucking California license plate says RV Tiki and a sign in front of it says Home of the Stories and Cocktails
Oh,
podcast.
Yeah. Home of the Camp Kreider. It's just like there's no...
Yeah, we're not exactly going to commit any crimes to get away with it.
We are not traveling incognito at all.
No. It's pretty obvious what we're doing. We're up to no good.
Well, so we better not steal a car unless we're fucking sure.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. We won't do it.
Okay.
So the story today was called Cheeseburger Please, Hold the Everything, published May 31st, 2007 in the Santa Maria Sun. A story about our son and his extremely finicky eating. And I will say this, as I read the story, I was like, this is a funny story. This is in 2007, it was a long time ago. But it's a very funny story and very accurate to our son.
Oh, God, he wouldn't eat anything.
Our son, Gus.
He's pretty much a vegetarian. He stopped eating meat before he even knew what meat was. I mean,
Right.
I remember he's 3 years old and I'm giving him a chicken nugget and he's just eating all of the breading on the outside and refusing to eat what was on the inside. And he didn't know there was a chicken. He just didn't like it.
He would just go ahead and leave it on the floor of your back seat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hot dogs would come out
Nice
and
little
just
treat.
be left on the floor and he would eat the bun. Cheeseburgers, he would eat the bun. Like he came by it, I mean, from a very, very, very young age. He was just like, whatever this is, I don't like
Yeah,
it.
he had an aversion to this
I don't want
and
it.
refused to eat it.
Yeah. So now he's still, every once in a while, his body will say you need protein and he'll go order a cheeseburger. I think his jam when he wants protein is like a meat-based marinara sauce. But that is so few and far between. He's basically a vegetarian. And yes, as a kid, he was this vegetarian who also didn't like any fucking vegetables. So it was impossible to feed him. Mac and cheese, that was it. And then he got super fucking picky about cheese, like the story says. Like he was
impossible, dude.
to feed.
He was impossible.
Yeah, okay, cheese pizza is something you'll eat. You'll eat cheese pizza. Well, no, I'll only eat cheese pizza from these 3 designated pizza locations. And when I say designated pizza locations, like Domino's, no, only the Domino's on Bullard Marks. Like the Domino's on Sean West. Fuck that Domino's. I hate that Domino's. Like it's the same fucking recipe. But he knew you could not. He's 8 years old, and you bring home a pizza. You're like, "This is from Domino's." He's like, "Well, it might say Domino's on the fucking box, but I know it's not from my Domino's."
Dude, poor Libby got to deal with this every day.
Oh,
His
I
girlfriend.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now I just like it was super frustrating when he was growing up. Now I just laugh my fucking ass off because it's not my problem
Not
anymore.
my problem.
But his palate has grown quite a bit. I'm amazed at how many vegetables he eats now, and he pretty much
He eats sushi.
yeah, he eats everything now except he still doesn't like meat. But he's a pretty well-rounded eater. I don't know. I'd have to ask Libby, like, does he still get weird about cheese?
And wait, what kind of cheese is this?
Like, how melty is it? He would say, it can't be stringy. And I never knew what that fucking meant. He hated stringy cheese. So then I learned, like, okay, you just can't serve anything to him too hot. That's cheesy. Because once
It'll make a string.
once it cools down, so I beat him that way.
Yeah, not only is he like, super picky about the food, now he's super picky about the temperature. Like, he was
of it.
hard.
As a picky eater, he sort of empowered me to become the worst. Like he gave me just a tiny bit of power, and now I'm like literally the worst person. Maybe not in the world, but on social media. Because he was a picky eater. I dealt with it all the time. We were frustrated by it. But I was never that mom who was like, you're not leaving this table until you eat this. I never did that because I wasn't up for the fight. I mean, he was just like such a sweet kid. I'm not going to make him. And he would I would say this to people because they'd be like, oh my gosh, he's, how is he even surviving? You are not being a good mother because you are not giving him enough fiber in his diet or he's not getting any protein. I'm like, look, you put a salad in front of this kid and he stares at it like I would stare at a bowl of tarantulas. Like he is not going to eat that mac and cheese with the stringy cheese any more than I would dine on a scorpion. Like I'm not going to do that to my kid. So it wasn't a popular parenting opinion. Like Dr. Spock isn't telling you to just go ahead and let your kid survive on, I don't even fucking know what he survived. White bread and candy and cantaloupe. I could put fruit in the kid. That was it. I'm just like, I hope you're getting all of the nutrients you need from fruit. So I didn't do that battle. So now fast forward, like a very popular thing for parents to post on social media is like, oh, woe is me. My kid only eats like 10 things. Like, what am I going to do? What advice do you have? And this is why I say he turned me into a monster. Because I'm like, 10 things. That's 9 more things than my kid would eat.
Oh, and, so lucky.
And he was a valedictorian. So
he went to college for free.
That's why I say he turned me into a monster. He empowered me. Because I didn't really do probably anything that I was supposed to do as a mother. I'm just like, sure, get fucking scurvy. That's on you, kid. I tried to feed you.
Here's some Wonder Bread.
Yeah. But then later he ends up being this like awesome overachiever. So now, and one does not beget the other. I know this, but it doesn't stop me from typing out on every single social media post. Like, that's 9 more things than my kid would eat, and he's a valedictorian. Yeah. So
he ate Wonder Bread. Went to college for free.
Yeah.
Now what, motherfuckers?
Yeah. So that's why I said, like, when someone's like, hey, here's a picture. And I love this. They put up pictures of themselves just torturing their children. Like, here's a picture of
me holding a Mac 10 to his head while he eats
little Caitlin.
Eating a carrot.
She fell asleep at the table because I wouldn't let her get down until she ate her peas. And now, like, look at her. She's been there for 3 hours. Isn't this cute? And oh, woe was me. What am I supposed to do? I'm like, I don't know. Give her something besides fucking peas. Peas are nasty. I don't eat peas either. And I fucking eat everything.
Human beings know how to survive, and kids will eat something. So if you don't hold a gun to their head and make them eat a carrot, I assure you they will find some food and eat it.
Yeah.
And they'll be fine.
Just let them survive on Wonder Bread and they'll be valedictorians. Like
fucking
I said.
Duh.
See, he did it to you too. He turned you into a monster as well. We're monsters. But what you say about like kids will survive, I knew when his body was telling him, like, I need this. Like, he came home. It was his first double days practice and in water polo. And he did like a swim workout in the morning and then water polo in the afternoon. And I picked him up. Hey, honey. And I think he was like a freshman in high school. You know, it's his first like double days. Hey, honey, how was water polo? How do you like it? And he's like, oh, I'm starving. Can we go to Subway? Sure. Now, he always ordered the same Subway sandwich since he was like 5 years old. He's like, I would like a foot long on white bread, cheese, mustard, and tomato. That's it. That's the only fucking thing he ate on his
Subway's
sandwich.
like, we don't even know what to fucking charge you for this.
Oh, yeah. They were just like, I don't know, like it's
The Gus special.
like $1 because those are just toppings. You know, do you
Exactly.
do you want lettuce?
Bread with toppings.
No. Do you want mayonnaise? No. Like what meat do you want? None. Okay. Do you want extra cheese? Fuck no. I can barely
And I
stomach
had
the
to
2 pieces
go
of cheese
through
that
this
you're on there.
shit with the poor minimum wage Subway employee every time. I'm like, he doesn't want any meat. They're like, what does he want? He wants mustard.
Yeah, mustard, cheese, mustard, and tomato.
They go, but I'm over here by the meats. What meat does he want? I'm like, he doesn't want any. They're like, I can't move this sandwich along until we get a meat. I'm like, listen, don't make it complicated, dude. Just put mustard on that motherfucker and cheese and tomato. They're like, I gotta call my supervisor.
And then
I can't do this.
They're like, do you want it toasted? I'm like, this is Subway. You're not Quiznos. You don't even fucking toast shit. Especially, like, I think they do now because of Gus, but they didn't back then. I'm like, you don't even have the means to toast this. And they're like, I know. I just don't feel like this sandwich is even worthy of being eaten unless we do something to it. Can we please toast it? It would be like a grilled cheese sandwich. I'm like, no, this is what he wants. But anyways, after the double days though, he's like, take me to Subway. I said, okay. And so I'm standing there and I'm waiting for him to order the Gus special. And he's like, turkey. What?
Huh?
Yeah.
Gus never orders turkey.
So yeah, he ordered turkey. So when his body decided that it needed protein, he would crave it. It would be something he hadn't eaten for 10 years. And then he would decide, oh, I'm craving turkey right now.
Please kill a bird and put it in my throat. I'm
Now,
hungry.
the one thing that he would eat, the one like meat product that he would eat pretty religiously was bacon. He was always okay with bacon. Like you could put bacon on his mac and cheese. You could put bacon on his pizza. You still had to be really careful that the cheese wasn't too stringy.
No strings.
But bacon was safe. And then he came home from college and I'll never forget this because this actually turned me off of bacon. He comes home and I'm like, okay, I'm ordering Domino's pizza. You're home from college. I'm going to order your favorite. I'm going to get the Domino's pizza from the right Domino's. And at this point, I think it was like bacon and tomatoes. He would put that on his pizza.
I remember
maybe,
that, yeah.
Maybe pineapple. I can't remember. I think we could do bacon, tomatoes, and pineapple on his pizza.
Liked fruit, liked bacon.
So then, I'm not eating bacon anymore. What? Why? He's like, did you know bacon could have nipples? The part of the pig where they take the bacon from, it could have nipples. And I'm like, the fuck? That's fucking insane. Bacon doesn't have tits. Like, stop it. That's too weird.
So I'm into that. I'm like, holy shit, really?
Yeah.
My 2 favorite things? Bacon and tits together? I'm into this.
I ignore him. I'm like, fine, I'll just get you cheese and tomatoes, whatever. I'm still having bacon on my pizza. Well, damn, if I wasn't eating that pizza and I wasn't thinking about fucking pig nipples. And I just was like, oh, even now I'm starting to gag and get kind of grossed out by it. So I'm trying to like look on the
Dude, I want to
bacon.
open a restaurant that just serves pig nipples.
Oh, gross. So then I Googled it to see like, is my kid right? And yes, bacon can.
I'm going to call it oink tits.
Oh my God. So I didn't eat bacon for like a year because I was so freaked out that I was going to see pig nipple on my bacon. Now I think he's back on bacon. We're both back on bacon. We got over it.
You guys should come to
But-
oink nipples.
I don't know. I'll have to ask Libby if she can cook bacon. Even as I'm saying, I have to ask Libby. I'm horrified that we're talking about our son's girlfriend like she is the primary preparer of his food. Like we
Right.
just passed that
She's just a mermaid
gender
in the kitchen
roles.
making the
No.
dishes and the sandwiches.
Libby, I'm sorry. He can microwave things for himself. I did at least teach him that. Like if you put frozen, and again, now I'm like telling her like she has to go to the grocery store. Send him
Macaroni
to the
and
grocery
cheese.
store. He can buy his own frozen macaroni and cheese. He can microwave it. I at least gave him that skill. Now, in my defense, it's not like I raised these children to believe in the gender roles. Like it's not like I sent Addie out into the world like she can cook and grocery shop, and then I
'Cause she
sent
can't.
Gus out into the world like find a woman to do this. I sent both of them out into the world. They can't fend for themselves. They
We
can't
just sent them
feed
out of the world like,
themselves.
just get the fuck out of our house.
Yeah. I never allowed anyone in the kitchen. It wasn't a gender thing. Literally no one was allowed in the kitchen other than me. So
But
anyone
Gus would
who
go in
lived
your
in my
kitchen
house,
after we go to bed, and we'd always know in the morning because you didn't teach him how to do the fucking dishes.
oh yeah.
So you wake up in the morning like, oh, it looks like Gus was in here cooking up fucking pig nipples because there's fucking dishes everywhere. On the oven, in the microwave. shit everywhere.
He would come home from college for the summer, and college turned him into quite the night owl.
Yeah.
So
Class valedictorian, not good with the dishes.
yeah, well, college turned him into a stoner and a night owl. So I think that he would get super stoned, and then at about 2 a.m.,
One begets the other.
he would sneak out into my kitchen and cook himself up.
You
some
smoke enough weed, you're
tortellini.
like, I don't care if this bacon has nipples. Let's fucking eat this shit.
Yeah, and I would wake up in the morning, and there was just tortellinis, like hard and dried up, stuck to everything because he didn't rinse pans, and marinara sauce everywhere. And
Well, the funny part is now is that if we were together, like, so Gus comes in and he makes a bunch of fucking bacon nipple shit, leave shit everywhere. Then I come in later because I get stoned and I just fucking murder ice cream. So you come in and you're like, there's fucking ice cream everywhere. There's fucking pasta everywhere. Why are the men in the kitchen after I go to bed?
He didn't cook bacon, though. When I say he liked bacon, he never cooked bacon. So I'm just saying it was always tortellini. I'm pointing out, I know that you're like, who cares about the fucking details? In this case, this is about who is a better parent, who knows our kid more.
Oh, it makes sense, yeah.
I know that he doesn't eat bacon because it has pig nipples, and I know that he eats tortellini at 2 a.m. when he's stoned. And he makes a fucking mess. And I know that you murder ice cream.
I do murder some ice cream, dude.
Yeah. Okay, so we're up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're up to 5 weather alerts now.
Gotcha.
Tornado watch, severe thunderstorm warning,
Yeah.
coastal flood warning, wind advisory, and high surf advisory.
All right, so let's raise a glass, girl, and get out of here. We have a storm to survive. We're going to go see the Tampa Bay Lightning tonight.
Yeah, that name.
We're going to survive lightning, and then we're going to watch lightning hockey.
That name seemed really cool a few days ago.
They're
and
called,
now,
the locals call them the Bolts.
now it feels very foreboding.
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 So listen, thank you, Gus, for being a super finicky eater, but we did survive it. Good luck to you, Libby. Thank you, Kyle and Kim, for the gracious donation to Venmo, where we got all of our drinks paid for yesterday. We have survived Florida up to this point. We will see if we survive the big storm. Raise the glass, girl, and
Cheers.
cheers.
And that was Last Call. You did it. You survived an episode of Stories and Cocktails. But did Rob or Sarah's liver survive the show? I don't know. Tune into the next episode to find out, to enjoy some more stories and some more cocktails. By the way, if you want to support the debauchery of the show, then buy the host their next round by Venmoing a couple of gold doubloons at Stories and Cocktails. Back in the day, a gold doubloon was only 4 Spanish dollars. Who knew? Well, folks, I'll be right here behind the bar, cleaning the glassware and awaiting your return to the Stories and Cocktails podcast. Cheerio, friends.
If you enjoy hearing Rob Kreider's different humor columns here on the Stories and Cocktails podcast, then I promise you will love his novel, Cadet Blues. Cadet Blues is Rob's hilarious tell-all about desperately trying to survive the shock and awe boot camp-style training at the California Highway Patrol Academy. People from all different walks of life have come to love this book because Cadet Blues is simply a crazy good read. Heartfelt, inspiring, and damn funny. It's available in paperback through Amazon, eBay, or cadetblues.com, where you can get free shipping and a personalized autographed book. Or you can download a digital copy of Cadet Blues from Amazon Kindle, Barnes & Noble Nook, or Apple iBooks. Do yourself a favor and check out the novel, Cadet Blues.